What is up, guys? This is Yix from Magna Crypto and welcome to another video. So today's video is a bit of a continuation from one of my previous videos where I talk about the history of money. So today we're going to talk about fiat currency versus digital currency. So firstly, let me take you back to 1971 when the dollar was taken off the gold standard. And this was a historic event which Nixon did, and basically what it meant was that fiat currency was no longer backed by gold. So before this event, you could take your dollar amount, take it to the bank and exchange it for the weight in gold. Now after this, the dollar was essentially untethered. It was free to be produced in however much the Federal Reserve wanted, and that's exactly what they did. So that is the definition of what fiat currency is. The fiat currency started after this event, and fiat currency is a government issued currency that is not backed by any commodity like gold or silver. Now, what did this mean? What happened after this? What happened to the economy? How did it affect the economy after this? Now, the good thing is, it allowed the economy to expand at an exponential rate, because what it meant was that now there is more credit available and it's being produced at a very, very high rate. Otherwise, there would be less money available to fuel the growth, and that's what happened. But that was the case before this. It was limited by how much gold there was, by how much gold was produced. But after this, it was no longer the case. Fiat currency or the dollar was unlimited. And so what did it mean for businesses? It meant that businesses could just go to their bank and open a line of credit however much they wanted. They would be able to pay for whatever expansion ideas they had. They would be able to buy new buildings, hire more staff, fuel whatever projects they had going or wanted to start. And this resulted in the expansion of the economy, which is obviously very good. More jobs were created, more value was created. Now, the flip side of being untethered to the gold standard, to gold, is that it fueled a debt-ridden economy. Consumers and businesses would be able to keep borrowing, which they did, and they would borrow beyond their means. And from a business standpoint, they would be able to borrow more and more to fuel the growth, which at one point will start to plateau. And after this, no matter how much they borrow, the growth is stunted. So they would essentially be borrowing more to pay for the debt that they've produced. Essentially, they would turn into dead weight. So the only thing they're contributing to the economy is more debt. And that has been the case in world economy, the global economy, for a long time now. Debt has continued to increase, however growth has not. Another negative side is that fiat currency is not efficient at transferring value across borders. For example, if you wanted to send money from the EU to Asia or to Africa or to the Caribbean, for example, it would take 3 to 5 business days. Not only this, it would actually cost a lot of money to send that across. So if you wanted to send a small amount of money for 1 week's rent or 1 week's food shopping, you're not able to do this because it would be too expensive to send a small amount. That is a huge inefficiency of fiat currency and the infrastructure that supports it. Now, moving on to digital currencies, aka cryptocurrency, aka digital assets. Now, the first digital asset or crypto was created back in 2009. It's said that this was a response to the financial crisis, to the greed of all the central banks that have been printing as much money as they wanted. And the first crypto created was Bitcoin. Now, the definition of essentially a decentralized digital currency, which is backed by cryptography, it's governed by a system of code, by rules, whereas fiat currency is controlled by a central authority, by the government. They decide when they want to print, whereas digital currency, crypto, is backed by code, by logic, not by a single person or government or entity. It's also scarce and it has varied use cases. Now, crypto is still very much in its early days, but it's already given rise to quite a few revolutionary technologies. For example, stablecoins, where you're able to tether any real world asset to a digital currency. However, with this new stablecoin, you're able to transact in a much more fast and efficient manner. Also, it's given rise to decentralized finance, where you're able to issue loans without a central authority, without a bank or government. And also, it's given rise to a new form of cross-border payment system, and that's via the use of the XRP token, which was created by the Ripple company. It's been able to speed up how long it takes for you to send money across borders, from the same example from the EU to Asia, from a couple of days to a few minutes. And it's been able to do this at a fraction of the cost. Now, I don't know about you, but that is absolutely amazing. The effect this will have on migrant workers who want to send small amounts of money across borders is going to be huge. And also how much more efficient global finance, globalization is going to be when you're able to move value anywhere across the world in a matter of minutes, as opposed to a matter of a couple of days. However, the negative side of digital currencies is that there have been many scams, most notably ICOs. And this is because the space isn't as regulated as traditional finance. So a lot of people have been scammed of their money. They've lost their money. It's also been used initially to purchase illegal drugs and launder money. However, this is also the case of fiat currency today. Billions is laundered by drug dealers using fiat currency. Another negative side of crypto that is still quite difficult to use and to understand compared to fiat currency. Now let's do a little direct comparison of fiat versus digital currencies. Fiat is centralized, whereas crypto is decentralized, i.e. there's no central authority that governs it. Fiat is reliant on central banks, whereas crypto is trustless. It's reliant on a distributed ledger technology, essentially a network effect. It's governed, or it relies on a network, so it's very hard to hack. It's been impossible to hack so far. Fiat is unlimited. It's produced in the billions on a regular basis, whereas crypto is scarce and limited. The production of new cryptocurrency tokens or digital currencies is governed by a system. It's implemented in the code, and it's again systemic, as opposed to someone deciding to just print however much they want. Fiat is very easy to use, whereas crypto is difficult to use. You need to learn how to keep your crypto safe, offline or online, depending on your choice. Fiat operates within borders, within countries, whereas crypto is borderless. All you need is an internet connection. Fiat is the best, its main use case, or its only use case, is a medium of exchange, aka money, whereas crypto has a variety of use cases. To conclude this video, fiat is still the best medium of exchange, the best form of money. It's very convenient, it's easy to use, it's established, people trust it, and it's accepted everywhere, whereas cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, are not. However, crypto is revolutionizing the world of finance, the infrastructure of finance, and is changing the cross-border payment industry, and will change the way value is transferred globally. It's essentially the next step in money. Now, I hope you got some value from that. You learned something from that today, and that'll be all from me. So, wherever you are, have a nice day, and peace out.